Hey, buddy, if you're struggling to capture the attention of your prospects, which, as you know, is getting harder and harder this day and age with outreach, then I want to show you in this video how to create very, very cool, attractive, unique lead magnets for your outreach so that you stand out. You have something that gives your prospects something to be curious about, maybe some value, of course, that you can add to their day, something that they might even be willing to pay for, although you probably want to give it away for free if you're sending things like cold emails to capture their attention. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to create AI-powered lead magnets using custom GPTs. All right, so let's dive in, and I'm going to show you a few that I've built personally. And just in case you're new to the channel, my name is Patrick Spielman. I'm the founder and CEO of Upticks, and I've helped thousands of customers launch and build a cold outreach strategy into their business with our software plus our strategies. I'm also a former top 10 master franchisee and a 6-time growth award winning franchise owner at a company called Sculpture Hospitality. And I built a 7-figure sales agency. So everything I'm going to show you in this video is based on real life experience. Now let's dive in. So if you're not familiar with the world of custom GPTs, then I'm going to give you a little bit of a crash course. So if you have a ChatGPT account, and most of you do at this point in time, then you might be familiar with their custom GPTs where you can create basically your own standalone little bot that has rules behind it. And so what you can do is you can use these as a lead magnet for your prospects. So let me show you a couple examples. My most popular one that I did was a cold email lead magnet for my email framework called the Hook, Line, and Sinker. So basically what I've done is I've built this custom GPT with some rules, and I'll show you behind the scenes here that a prospect or a user, and I've even ran paid traffic to this a little bit, testing some things out, where a user can basically just enter a URL, and the GPT is going to go and gather some information about it. Now you have to train these GPTs in the back end, so I'll show you those examples. But ultimately what this is going to do is this is going to give your prospects something of value that they can use, extract value, and basically attribute that value back to you so you look like the hero and help increase your odds of booking a meeting. So you want to make these things as good as you possibly can and solve an actual problem. Try to solve like a micro problem within the business that you have that can help your prospects. So I'm not going to go through the whole example of this here, but it's going to map out certain things that I want it to map out. I'll show you the examples here. And then it's going to, at the end, it's going to ask, and you can give it guides, right, on do this, do that, do the other thing. Again, I'll show you. I just want to show you the live example before I dive in on how to build these in the back end and some of the tips that I have. So I'm just going to give it a persona. I'm going to say SaaS founders who are bootstrapped. And just to give you a demo of really how this thing works. So now it's going to map out problems, consequences, and desires for that. So I have behind the scenes rules for all of this stuff. And again, I'm going to show it to you. But then when it gets to the end, it's going to say, how does this sound? Let me know if there's anything else needed. I'm just going to say, let's proceed. And then it's going to proceed to write a cold email using a framework that I have. Now, it's not perfect. So you got to keep in mind, this is AI, but it is going to follow a process for the most part that you map out inside of the custom GPT. So in this case, struggling to generate leads without breaking the bank, asking because after helping 3,000 businesses, we noticed that many bootstrap SaaS founders hit a growth ceiling due to limited resources for outreach. Not a bad email. It's a really good starting point. So if I'm cold emailing people saying like, hey, I've got this custom GPT that can help you write your cold emails faster with a framework that's been used by thousands and thousands of people over the years, that's battle tested, reply back and let me know. I'll send it over, no strings attached. So this is going to help them basically write a cold email with good copywriting frameworks in the matter of a minute, 2 minutes. So pretty cool. So let me show you under the hood for this one, under my GPTs. So inside of ChatGPT, when you create these, they're super simple. You can even interact with this little chat thing and it'll help you come up with it. But basically you just name your GPT. You can also do a logo, give it a description, and then you give it instructions. And I'll show you this in my latest GPT and maybe some of my other ones. I'll see how deep I get into some of my other GPTs in this. You can upload files and give it knowledge and information to give it more context. Now, this GPT is a little bit overwhelming because it's very intricate. So let me show you the instructions that I have. So at the top, it's a summary about what the GPT does. And then I have specific rules, and I usually label it like rule number 1, like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. And if you notice here, like when I first started, it asked for a URL. I have a little sub description there, or instruction there. I'm not going to go over that. But then you saw that it mapped out like industry, definition, focus, challenges, decision makers, success factors, negative indicators. So it's following these steps and processes. And what this is helpful for is giving the AI context to help with the writing or whatever it's going to do. So in this case, it needs to know a little bit of information about the company that's using this GPT in order to write their copy for them very easily. So in this case, it's scraping the website and then it's mapping these things out to help give context. Then it's going to ask if they're, what persona they're going after. And then you saw in the example I gave you, there's 3 problems, 3 consequences, and 3 desires. That came from this instruction. And then it's going to use all that information to craft a cold email sequence. And then I have my set of instructions for my hook, line, and sinker framework. So it's pretty long, but I'm giving it instructions and examples for every single line of the email. And then at the very end, I usually have some negative type things to like exclude. I got to move my video here. So in this one, don't write anything at the end of the email like a sign off, thank you, best wishes, or anything like that. So it was adding some stuff like that. So you can normally add some rules to the very end of it, and that'll help just make the experience a little bit better for the end user. And like I said, you can upload files and whatnot. And so that's one version of this. So this is to write a cold email. One I'm actually working on is a full-on sales bot. Let me show you this one. So I've trained it on upticks, and I have it's a simpler prompt, it's a simpler engine under the hood, but I'm actually using files. So bear with me for a second and I'll show you that. But this one is basically an upticks sales bot that helps sell my product, upticks. And I have some starter conversations. What problems does it solve? What benefits does it have? What makes it unique? Tell me about cold email. I'll just hit what problems does it solve? And this thing under the hood, it has a bunch of information on it. So you could use something like this as a lead magnet as well. Maybe not quite a lead magnet, like a sales bot might not be great, but it could be trained on the data set, could be trained on something valuable, something knowledgeable that you have. Maybe it could be your blogs, maybe it could be YouTube videos, maybe it could be white papers or anything like that you might have. Any asset, data, or any type of information that you have, you can put into a GPT, give it guidance. I mean, if you're a mechanic, you can help somebody diagnose a problem with their car. Most of you aren't mechanics, but just think of yourself think of yourself as a sales doctor or a marketing doctor or whatever it is that you do. Think of yourself as a doctor in your little realm that you could give your prospects information with just a few clicks. Also then overlaying the power of AI into that. So super cool. So in this case, with my Uptick sales bot, it's going to map out the main problems we solve. Inefficient, multi-channel outreach, low deliverability, disjointed sales tools, low response rates, manual sales processes. And then I have it asking an engaging question at the end and or asking if they want to book a live demo. So are you interested in learning more about how Upticks can streamline your sales process, or would you like to book a live demo? Let's just say learn more. And then I'll show you under the hood of this one. And then I'll probably show you a third one, a different use case, just to give you some ideas of what you can do. And again, you can use these in a landing page. I've used paid ads, and we've used these for cold email and YouTube and all that kind of stuff. So you can use them all over the place. Here's a deeper dive, multi-channel. So now it's going to get into email sequences, power dial, or social selling. You might be wondering, like, Patrick, how in the heck did it get trained on all of this stuff? Well, let me show you. So I talked about the files. So under the knowledge section here, under the custom GPT, first let me show you not just the kind of boring stuff, but I have a lot smaller set of rules for this. So I wanted to act as an AI agent to sell upticks. So it's a little bit of a description here, how I want it to sound. And then I have rules and instructions here. If someone wants to talk to a sales rep, direct them to the booking link URL. So it has a Calendly booking in here. Always finish the chat with an engaging question to help them continue exploring strategies and the potential of using upticks. It says it's only supposed to offer the demo after 3 messages, but it doesn't listen to the instructions. I haven't figured that part out yet. And then I had to give it a rule, like sometimes it goofed up that upticks was a lead database, and we don't have a lead database. We're more of a sequencer and sales CRM. So these instructions are super simple, but a lot of the knowledge comes from obviously what ChatGPT knows about our website scraping, but I actually went and used a website scraper to scrape our entire website, and I downloaded the JSON to all that, and also our help center. So all the JSON, we have a couple hundred help center docs, and I scraped that entire thing to give ChatGPT context on our product. So super cool. And then it has the instructions to do what we want. So I can use this in emails, text messages, our website, landing pages, all over the place to help people consider upticks. And it kind of serves a little bit as an SDR. So that's another use case. Let me show you a couple more. I've got some other ones in here that I use here and there. This one's another cold email one that I use personally. Let me show you. I've got one for, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. I've got one for newsletters. So basically what I did is we started harvesting and copying and pasting all of our newsletters into a file, into a spreadsheet. And then, so that file has all of our newsletters on it. So it starts to learn how to write like we write. And then it also has a file from my LinkedIn copy. So it learns kind of my style. Now, does this thing write perfectly? No, it doesn't. But again, another example of another lead magnet, just an idea that you could do for your business. Now, it's a newsletter lead magnet, but just another use case. You can get data and train it using assets that you have. Now, you might have to go and copy and paste some things, but it's super cool. And you can play with this and do, tweak it, adapt it, make it your own, all that kind of stuff, and give it to your leads and prospects to give them a quick win to help you generate attention. And as I showed you in the last custom GPT, you can actually bake in call to actions to book a demo, which is also pretty freaking cool. So that's everything I have for you in this video. I hope you got a ton of value and at least learned something about how you could use custom GPTs to build lead magnets for your leads and prospects to help you drive more bookings, more sales. If you got some value, like and comment. If you have any questions, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel, share this with a friend. And if you got a ton of value, I'd love for you to check out my product Upticks, which can help you with all of your sales and outreach. Until next time, we'll see you guys soon. Thanks.